Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition broadcast of BSing Sports here on the BSing Network. I am Ryan, or Staff Sergeant Ryan Swift, United States Air Force. Here with me is the other half of BSing, Staff Sergeant William Brandt, Army. Bill, how you doing today?
Formerly Staff Sergeant William
Yeah, of
Brandt,
course.
formerly
Yeah,
Staff
yeah.
Sergeant Ryan
Yeah, this
Swift.
beard is not currently Staff Sergeant anything.
Yeah, no. I'm doing good. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Obviously, Ryan and I, when we started BSing Sports, this was like the main staple point was two veterans getting together and talking about sports because that's what we like to do. And it's a really nice outlet. You see my banner in the background. Keep moving forward. That's for all veterans out there. One day at a time, just keep moving forward. And Ryan and I thought we'd jump on real quick and share some of our one each of some good time PG rated stories for you. So Ryan, I'll let you kick it off with your story, and then hopefully we get some chuckles, and then I'll go and we'll get some chuckles, and then for all you normal viewers at 6:30, we'll kick our intro off, and we'll get into our show.
Yeah, at 6:30, everything will resume as normal. But, as veterans, we have to take the opportunity to honor not just each other, but, all the veterans out there. And the sign behind you, Bill, keep moving forward. I mean, that's a big thing. When I was separating from the military, it was a tough transition. So to hear keep moving forward, that's special. But here behind me, I've got my everyday uniform, and then I have my former service uniform. I'm a little bit decorated over there. Got some ribbons and whatnot, kind of pretty. And I'm also wearing my grandfather's uniform from Vietnam. Unfortunately, it would have been 5 days ago, I believe. 5 days and 19 years he passed away. So God rest his soul. But I got a funny story. Enough with the sappiness. I got a funny story. So when I was in basic, and this dude commented on Facebook earlier, and this is what made me think of it. There was this dude. I'll keep his name private for obvious reasons, but we were ragging on him for something. Which one, Jake? Actually, yeah. Let's go chat. Which one's the cutest veteran? Go ahead and debate about that.
I'm like old and aging, and I've been out for like 10 years. You're still fresh. Your uniform would fit you, and mine would not. That's where we're at here.
I don't know about all that, but so anyway, this dude in basic, and he was kind of like that guy. I'm sure that when you were in basic, you had that guy in your unit. He was that guy in our flight. So we were busting on him for something or whatever, and he said something along the lines of, I don't know, I graduated high school like 3 years ago. Mind you, I went to basic in October of 2014. So he goes, I don't know, man, I graduated high school 3 years ago. And we're looking at him and we're like, when did you graduate high school? He goes, 2013. And we all just kind of stopped and looked at each other. And we're like, Prather, we were like, dude, that was last year. Like, what are you talking about? And then he just compounded it and made it 10 times worse. He was like, when I moved from Texas to Kansas City, I skipped addition and subtraction in school and just started making up all these other different excuses. That was basically the first like real highlight of my military career, was when that dude just couldn't do math to save his life. And he was, funny enough, going to be a cop. I was like, oh boy. I was like, oh man, here we go.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously, in every branch you get, that guy. But my story is not so one person related; it's more platoon related. Also, at basic training, I did my basic training in the summer of 2005 before my senior year in high school, so I was 16. Fort Sill, Oklahoma, in the middle of the summer. You can imagine how hot that is. My entire barracks gets either the cold or the flu. Don't know how it happened. Every single one of us, all 32 of us. It's like week 3 or 4 of training. They decide, all right, we know how we're going to make you guys feel better because you've been really sluggish. You've been looking like crap. We're going to take you to the gas chamber. So we go and do our gas chamber thing, right? So we go in the first room and we've got our masks on, and it's like a little bit of a light hazy smoke thing. And, they make us take our mask off so we could be prepared for what's coming in the next room. For what it's worth, not prepared at all. So take the mask off for a second, put it back down, you inhale a little bit of it, and everybody at the same time coughing inside of our masks, which didn't make it any better. And then we go to the next room, which is like the real chamber, and we pull our masks off. When I tell you the entire platoon was covered in yellow and green snot all the way down the front of their uniforms, there was
walking out of the chamber like this,
flapping like a bird with just snot and mucus coming out of everything. It was... there are pictures somewhere. I don't know who has them, but there are pictures somewhere of us coming out and just like you know when kids blow bubbles with their mouths, just imagine it out of every hole in your face, and it was disgusting and funny all at the same time. But I tell you what, drill sergeant wasn't wrong. We all felt better.
Yeah, that's probably the most effective way to clear out, the flu or cold, whatever you got. We did something similar to that, so we had to go in the gas chamber, and it was only one room, but they had us loosen our masks a little bit. They kind of set off the steaminess or whatever, and then when they really let it go, and you had to take your mask off and say your reporting statement. We had two guys that took their masks off but wouldn't say their reporting statement, like, for any reason whatsoever. They just wanted to watch us suffer. And these were like two dudes that were kind of immune to the gas. Like, it didn't bother them nearly as much as it bothered anybody else. So they would just sit there and they would wait, and everybody else is just coughing and hacking. And we hated them. We
had a kid. I say kid. He was older than me. Who? So we had to scream our warrior ethos. Remember the old warrior ethos? And he was like mouthing it. And by the time we were all like gagging and he wasn't doing anything, and he was still mouthing it, the drill sergeant punched him in the stomach. So he took the biggest inhale of any of us. And man, it was fun to watch, but rough. It was rough. But no, that's one of my more fond memories. They don't get much cleaner after that. So that's my PG story here on BSing Sport.
I remember the first time I got off the plane going into Afghanistan, and we go up to our pro supers office. Now, for those of you that have not been to Afghanistan, it's everything that you would think it would be. It's brown. There's a lot of nothingness. There's some mountains around. We get off the plane, and the first sign you see is hanging on a fence that says, "Keep off the grass."
That is funny. That's a good one.
There's not a blade of grass anywhere in that entire country. It's the first sign. Yeah. Keep off the grass. I just thought it was the funniest thing. It's a little light humor going in something like that. But
we needed that. But yeah, like I said, I got a couple of fond memories of AIT. I did AIT at Fort Eustis, Virginia, which is, for those of you who don't know, is right by Virginia Beach.
Nice.
And I've got some fond memories of Virginia Beach on weekends, because at AIT you have a little bit more freedom. You're allowed to like do stuff on the weekends.
Yeah.
Virginia Beach was nice. I do remember that, but that's mostly because I was 17 years old and the girls were mostly,
college age. And
yes, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, Virginia Beach was really nice.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom, because I know you're listening. I did part of my equivalent of AIT in Biloxi, Mississippi, which is a stone's throw from the Gulf. So there's a beach right there. There's just casinos down the strip. And when I was in tech school, we would there was a bunch of car dealerships down the road too. So on the weekends, we would go out and we'd go to these car dealerships, and these dealers would think, they're going to get the best of some young airmen who were in tech school about to buy some cars. So they'd let us test drive them for the day, and we would be test driving like BMWs all weekend and whatnot. And then we just return and be like, "Nah, no thanks. We'll come back another day or whatever." But they thought
clearly
that they
the Air Force the intelligence in the Air Force was superior to that of the Army, because we had people buying those cars.
Oh, we did too, but it wasn't going to be me. Hell no. I like having money too much. I hate spending money. Love having it though.
Yeah, I wish I had been smarter with my money, but overall, yeah. So I mean, that actually took a little bit quicker than I thought it would for us.
I mean, what else you got from your days? I mean, I know that what'd you do? 4 years?
5, 16 to 21, or I'm sorry. Wow, that's way more than 5.
Yeah.
5 to 11. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say 06 to 21. Good Lord.
Yeah, those numbers were not accurate. I apologize for that. But yeah, I mean, most of my good.
So Tim's here. Do you just want to get to our regular scheduled program?
Yeah, 5 minutes early ain't a bad thing. So those of you still watching, continue to watch. We're going to do our intro. Ryan's got something to say.
Yeah, I just want to say again, thanks to all the veterans out there. To make the sacrifices that Bill, myself, and plenty of other people have made. It's a free meal for dinner doesn't, do enough for veterans. And I'm obviously speaking from that point of view, but make sure you go out and thank a veteran. I know most of us younger people would probably just kind of scoff at it, that thank you for your service type thing. But go out and thank a veteran, because deep down it does mean a lot. It means, that, hey, we appreciate everything that you did. And I appreciate everything that you did. Speaking of that, Talking 215, our affiliates, part of the BSing network, they are trying to donate $215 to a charity because Talking 215, $215 all makes sense. So please go to the Twitter page, Talking 215, if you have Twitter, or the Facebook page, Talking 215, if you have Facebook, and give them a suggestion for a veteran charity place that they can donate those $215 to. At the end of the time period for that poll, they will donate $215 to that charity. So go ahead and hit them up. They have a great program. They're a great podcast. They do fantastic things for, not just veterans, but everybody as well. So, yeah, that's all I had.
Actually, I got one more. I got one more thing I think you'll chuckle at.
Okay.
What was the best MRE?
Oh, dude. First off, I love MREs. Like, I don't get why people hate. I would crush MREs if it didn't mean that I was, part of my French, going to shit a brick for a week. Or not go at all and then go all at once and 3 days later. But man, dude, I like the Chili Mac, man. The Chili Mac was always solid.
So I also like the Chili Mac. I like the Jambalaya. The Jambalaya always came with Skittles.
Yeah, you know what? I think it did. And okay, what did you prefer, the cheese spread or the peanut butter spread?
Man, they were both so dry. Probably the cheese spread.
Both terrible.
Probably the cheese spread because I love cheese.
Yeah, and if they get you the jalapeno cheese, like that's an extra step above.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing because it helped free the brick.
Yeah, absolutely. But with that being said, I'm going to kick off the intro. Guys, hope you enjoy the rest of the show, and happy Veterans Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BSing Sports. Hi, Tim. Part of the BSing network where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. We are on our part of our Veterans Day special. For those of you who were with us a few minutes ago, thank you very much for tuning in with Ryan and I sharing some old school stories. We are going to be doing our prediction show for Week 10 in the NFL. For those of you following along, Timmy and my wife, Stacy and Allison, Allie, I don't know why I said Allison, my bad, babe, will be choosing the games that Timmy and I pick, and we don't know what they are yet. They are going to type them in as we're looking at the document, and Timmy and I have to try and defend their decisions. Tim, are you ready for this?
No, not at all. Hopefully they don't go by colors.
Yeah, that's what I said. Please don't go by colors. Ryan, your picks all squared away?
To make it fair, make it level, as I could. Obviously, I don't have a wife, but I didn't do any research. Like, I don't even know who's playing against who this week outside of the Germany game because we just touched on it. So,
and we appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim, check the chat. But yeah, we'll get it all figured out. Stacy, I'm sorry, for starters. Allie says she's insulted that you think I would choose by color. That's sexist. I disagree. Uneducated football fans would pick colored. Stacy follows it up with, I would have picked for you, Ryan. Or I'm sorry, Sandy says that she would have picked for Ryan. That's your mom, right?
Yeah, she's actually really good too, but she has like a weird system too. Like she always picks the Giants and the Steelers because my grandpa was a Giants and Steelers fan. She never picks the Cowboys. She has a weird thing. So like I don't know that I trust that all the way, but
we're going to try and walk Timmy through some technical difficulties really quick. Go into settings and make sure it's actually choosing the Yeti microphone because it did it. That's what my problem was the last 2 weeks. Walking Timmy through some technical difficulties live.
Yeti.
just
Yep.
make sure that your whatever the settings are that your StreamYard for input and output, they match it on the laptop.
Correct. Yeah, we learned that too.
Yeah, mine changes sometimes.
But yeah, and then Stacy says, but blue is superior in terms of picking teams. And yeah, so let's get into it. Let's get. You know what? Maybe I should share the screen so they can see the picks entered too, so they know we're not cheating. Or you think it's good?
No, I don't think that they would cheat. I'm not questioning whether they would cheat or not.
No. I'm saying so that the fans know that we're not cheating.
I think they'll be able to tell by your reactions that you guys aren't cheating.
Fair enough. So obviously, Allie on Thursday Night Football took the Panthers, much to my dismay, but they come out and are victorious. Ryan and Stacy take the Falcons, who lose. Good for you, Al. Good start. Let's keep that going, that momentum going. That game was really sloppy last night. I watched until halftime.
I watched the whole thing actually.
So everything matches.
That you sound better.
Yeah, you sound better.
I
don't know
didn't
what you're
change
talking
nothing. I didn't
Okay,
change
well,
nothing.
at least we're sounding good now. As per usual, Tim, you will be getting the first thing, but let me
It
put
should
this
be
in
you,
here. So
though.
Stacy.
It should
No,
be
it'll
you.
be.
On past
Why should it
weeks,
be
it
me?
should be you.
Okay, so it should be me. Okay, hang on.
It should be you via me.
Tim. Okay. B.
Dude, that number one Cowboys fan name that you have changed in the one league is going to look real good when you're wearing Cowboys gear on the show.
And that's fine. I have a whole plan set for this.
No.
If I do lose,
Yeah, see,
all good.
I don't have a plan set if I lose, so I just hope I don't lose.
yeah, I guess you'll find out if I lose or not.
Watch Stacy and
All right,
Allie
so-
so much better than me this week.
Now that we've got everything squared away, Allie and Stacy are both already in. It says Allie's and Stacy's picks, so this is good. In the document, it will be my pick first. So Allie, it will be you. We're going with the Seahawks at 6-3 versus the Buccaneers at 4-5. They are in Germany at 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. Let's see who I picked. Waiting.
Buccaneers, definitely the Buccaneers. There's no shot.
She
that Allie-
definitely took the Seahawks.
Wow, dude!
She took the
I know
Seahawks.
that you're not even happy about that.
Listen, you know what? Tampa Bay is favored by 2.5 points. 44.5 is the over-under. I believe they get to the over-under. Okay. Geno Smith has been playing really well. Kenneth Walker has really shown you some stuff this season. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are looking good. Noah Fant is finally becoming a target in the offense. And their defense isn't playing absolutely horrendous. They're not good. They're like middle of the road, but they're not playing terrible. Seahawks for the win. Next one is Ryan. Ryan, who do you got?
I'm taking Tampa here. I think that last week, that last second comeback victory against LA kind of, might have lifted their spirits a little bit. And I feel like that this is going to be kind of a home game for Tampa. I feel like Tom Brady playing for Tampa, that'll swing the European crowd in their favor a little bit. And this could be looked at as a trap game for the Seahawks because it's really hard to count out Tom Brady-led teams in anything. So I'm going to go ahead and take Tampa. Whether they hit the over-under or not, that's hard. I'm going to take the under there, but I do think Tampa covers the spread. I just think these Europe games, they're way earlier in the morning than most of these dudes are used to playing, and they're kind of like Thursday night football games in the sense they tend to be a little bit low scoring. So I'm taking the under. Bucks clear the spread and win the game.
Tim.
Okay, Stacy, what you got?
They're like 2 seconds delayed.
So nerve-wracking, dude. That just makes it even more tense.
She picked the Seahawks. I've been riding with the Seahawks all year. I took them to beat the Giants. I think Geno and that offense is explosive. That defense steps up when it needs to. So I'm happy to see pick the Seahawks on this one. I think they do win. but not cover the over under.
Okay. Again, the over-under on that is 44.5. Tampa favored by 2.5 points. Next game is the Browns at 3-5 visiting the Dolphins at 6-3. 49 is the over-under. Miami is favored by only 3.5 points. Ryan, you're first on this one.
Yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins here. I think that their offense is just firing on all cylinders. And obviously, when Tua is healthy, he's elite. And they may have, I said that Tua is elite when he's healthy. And Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert might be looking like a good 1-2 punch. I mean, former 49ers running backs playing for Mike McDaniel. I'm taking the Fins here to win. And I think that they do, in fact, cover the over-under. I think that game's going to be a shootout.
Tim / Stacy.
All right, babe. What do you got?
Just so you guys know, when you put them in, you got to come off of that cell for us to see it. You got to type it in and then get off of that cell.
Dolphins. I'm so happy she picked the Dolphins. Like Ryan said, Tua has been elite when he's healthy. Tyreek Hill is another elite level wide receiver right now who turned up this year, and Jalen Waddle to back him up is even better. So I'm happy to pick the Dolphins on this one. And I think they cover the spread, and they're going to go over the 49 points.
And you still find a way to complain about Tyreek Hill not scoring every week.
Can you stop moving, babe?
All right, so for me, the over-under, again, 49 points. I do think they get there. Miami minus 3.5. Let's see what Allie says. She also takes the Dolphins. Listen, to Timmy's point, Tyreek Hill is a great wide receiver. To Ryan's point, Tua Tagovailoa is playing well. I will not call him elite. I don't give a crap what you say. But obviously, they still have Jalen Waddle, who's playing at a high level. Mike Gesicki has really started to turn himself on here a little bit. And yeah, the Dolphins just look like a really good team right now. I'd be pretty close to putting them in that top tier of really actually competing for a Super Bowl team. Their defense got better with Bradley Chubb. So yeah, I'm confident and happy with the Dolphins pick there. Good job, Al. Next pick, Broncos at 3-5, visiting the Titans at 5-3. 37.5 is the over under. Tennessee is favored by 3 points. Stacy.
Dude, 37.5?
Yeah, such a low number, right?
Dude, you know what? While Stacy's typing that, you got to give credit to the dudes that make like the over-unders and the spreads. Like, they're really good at their jobs.
The pick is in, boys. She picked the Titans. So I'm so happy to pick. If Ryan Tannehill plays, I'm so happy to pick the Titans. They got a strong offense, running game.
Tannehill and Treylon Burks are both expected to play.
Oh, even better. That makes me feel so much more better. It's like Tennessee covers the 3 points, and I think they go over to 37.5 points.
Okay. Al?
We need some Jeopardy music in between the picks.
I rely on you for that. We can put some music on in the background. Now let's see what we got here. Hold on. Allie also takes the Titans with Tannehill and Treylon Burks coming back in, and Mike Vrabel being the coach. Vrabel is the big X factor for me coaching. The guy that got coaching the Broncos, he's so bad I forget his name every week.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Thank you. Is hacking up his job, and he's doing a terrible job. So yeah, I'm happy with the Titans pick there. Thank you very much, Al. Ryan.
Yeah, I'm going 3 for 3 here on BSing Sports. We're going to go Titans. This is kind of an obvious pick. The Broncos haven't done anything to show that they can beat playoff-ready teams. They're just not a good football team. And on the flip side, Ryan Tannehill coming back actually adds a second dynamic to the offense where they don't just have to run the ball every play. And to add Treylon Burks on top of that with Derrick Henry, I don't know about the over-under because Denver's defense is very good. I do think Tennessee covers the spread, though. I see like 17-10, man. Like these offenses just not great, and the defense is pretty good. I think that over-under is that's pretty solid, man. But I see a real low-scoring game here.
So I
forgot about the over-under and spread thing. I think the Titans cover the spread, but I also don't see over the 37.5 points. So yeah, that's a good call with that one. What were you gonna say, Tim?
My question is, do you think Derrick Henry going to have over 100 yards?
Man, that Broncos defense is good.
I'm going to say not to 100. I could see him in the 80s with like 2 rushing touchdowns, but I don't think that he breaks 100.
I'm gonna say somewhere in the 80s with 1 rushing touchdown. Yeah.
I think he breaks 100.
All right, 3 different opinions there. There you go. Lions at 2-6, coming off of that emotional win against the Packers last week. At the Bears, 3-6, who have played a lot better lately. The over/under in this game is 48.5 points. Chicago is a favorite by 2.5 points. It is mine. So Al, you're up.
I don't even know who I'm going to pick for this game.
Pick the Lions. No, she took the Bears.
Oh, she took the Bears? The Bears.
The Bears are the home team. Listen, with that, we've talked about it the last 3 weeks in a row. Khalil Herbert, David Montgomery, Justin Fields have all been playing out of their minds, rushing the football. I think that continues. I also think they find more ways to get Chase Claypool into the game plan. I mean, they don't really have a choice, right? Get Chase Claypool involved, whether it's running or geez, Al. She says, "Da Bears, da Bears, da Bears, Bears, da Bears." Oh goodness. Yeah. So I mean, I could see Chicago winning this game. The Lions' offense is really potent, as we know. They were shut down for a few weeks while Sun God St. Brown and DeAndre Swift were injured. But I think with them healthy, the offense is really good, but their defense is the worst in football. I am going to go with the over here, 48.5. I think they get over that. They probably score somewhere around 54 points between the two teams. And apparently I take the Bears.
I do think that they clear the over, and I am also taking the Bears. I think that the Bears have a well-established identity. I don't know what was going on with the Packers last week, but the Lions defense is not going to have 2 performances like that in a row. There's no shot. And the Bears should effectively run the football all over them. I think Chase Claypool is going to get much more involved in the offense, as you touched on, Bill. He's going to get a lot of red zone targets, a lot of deep threats. So, yeah, give me the Bears here. I think that they win by 3, and the teams go over.
Hang on 1 second for us, Stacy. So we got a question on YouTube from Monique. Hey guys, would you start Devontae Smith or DeAndre Swift this week as a pot flex? I would go Swift. Hands down, I would go Swift.
I would go Smith. Hands down, Smith. It looks like the Lions are very non-committed to giving DeAndre Swift his fair share of touches right now, especially with the way Jamal Williams is performing. That and with the passing weapons coming back healthy, I expect them to push the ball downfield in a game that should be high scoring anyway. I just think
this you think this is Devontae Smith's week because they're going in rotations right now.
I don't necessarily think it's his week per se. I just think that there's more of a possibility he hits his ceiling than DeAndre Swift. So that's what I would take the gamble on. That's a pretty good question, though.
So I like being the third guy out. So I saw something on TikTok earlier about Devontae Smith. He'd been getting 7 targets a game, and he only caught 1 pass last week or 2 passes last week, which isn't good for him. So I think Smith is the way to go. But he's going to get the targets, and he's going to catch passes. He got the hands for them.
All right. I like it. Thank you very much, Monique, for the question. Hopefully the 3 of us helped you out a little bit. I know we went in different directions on that one, but hopefully, 2 is better than 1. So
damn right we are.
The majority. But yeah, so Timmy, fire away, buddy. Stacy has taken the Bears.
Oh, thank God.
Bill, you really wanted the Lions?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I hope Sun God has a great game because I have him in 2 fantasy leagues now. But I think the Bears' running game gets too strong for the Lions' defense right now. Until they can get something going, until the Lions can stop a run-first offense, I don't see them winning a game anytime soon until they can stop a run-first offense.
All right.
So,
anytime, Monique. Make sure you tune in for their fantasy show every Wednesday, okay?
Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube.
Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube as well. We're getting really close to more numbers, and we want more numbers. As many as we can get. Next game, Ryan, will be your first pick is the Texans at 1-6. Well, 1-6-1. Visiting the Giants at 6-2. 40.5 is the over-under. Giants are favored by 4.5 points. Ryan.
40.5. Man, that's a good over under because the first score that popped in my head was 23-17 Giants.
21-17.
So I think that the Giants win. I think they cover that 40 points. I'm going to take the under. I'm taking the under.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm sorry. We're supposed to be doing that. Hang on before we move on any further. Timmy, Seahawks, Bucks, over under 44.5.
Over.
Ryan.
Under.
I'm also going over. Dolphins, Browns, 49. Timmy.
Over.
Right. Over. Okay, I'm also going over. I forgot we were supposed to be doing this. Timmy's going over on Titans. Ryan.
What was that spread? That was the 37.5, right?
37.5, yeah. Over.
I went under.
I'm going to go under.
Bears over.
I think we all took the over, right?
Yeah. And we all took the Bears.
All right. And Ryan, your pick for the Giants-Texans.
Giants, they clear the spread, and it's going under. The over-under.
Okay, Giants and under. It would be Tim next. So Stacy, you're up.
Thank the Lord, he picked the Giants. The Giants are 6-2, I think. They get off to a tough Seattle team. Seattle team that went on by, so they prepared for Dameon Pierce to try to stop the run on them. I think maybe the Barkley has an amazing game, so I'm so happy to pick the Giants, and I'm going under the 40.5.
All right, that leaves me. Al, what do you got? Allie also took the Giants, thank goodness. Saquon Barkley's going to run all over that defense. I don't think Daniel Jones has to do anything except for a play action pass once every quarter to be deceptive, but it's going to be the Saquon Barkley show.
I think once and a half, that's it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah.
The whole game.
So 40.5, that again, I'm with Ryan. I was thinking 21-17, 23-17, something along those lines. And yeah, for me, that's 40 points. So yeah, give me the under as well. So under on the Giants game. All right, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna share this screen so people understand what we're working with here.
That makes it a whole lot easier on me.
Okay, then that's what I will do.
Yeah, share the screen. You guys can zoom in or whatever because you need to see your wives' picks. I'll manage the comments.
Appreciate that.
Okay. That works out well. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. All right. So the next game is the Jaguars, and it will be Tim first, Stacy. Jaguars are 3-6, visiting the 6-2 Chiefs. 51 points is the over/under. The Chiefs are favored by 9.5 point favorites. Stacy took the Chiefs.
Thank goodness. Mahomes barely loses at home. I think he lost to Josh Allen twice at home, and I haven't seen anywhere else he lost at home.
They lost to the Colts at home this year.
I'm sorry. So thank you. I'm definitely liking the Chiefs, Mahomes, Kelsey, Harden, Juju
McCall Hardman's out this week.
I'm sorry. Juju Smith-Schuster, MVS should all have big games either way. I guess. Yeah, I'm going over with the 51 points, and they're going to cover the 9.5 spread.
You think they're going to cover the spread?
Yeah.
We're going to have to work that in next week. I'm not going back at this point. We'll put a C before for covering, and yeah, we'll work it that way next week. So next would be me, Al. Who am I taking? She loves Mahomes. It's definitely Mahomes.
I have to take the Jaguars now.
Yeah, I hope she takes a Jag so bad.
Jeez.
I'm hoping for some of these games to not be like the obvious pick, so we have to defend them, you know? She does, in fact, take the Chiefs.
So
that's
I
good.
definitely think I got a couple coming up.
She does, in fact, take the Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, listen, Big Red, Doug Peterson, you know, they've got history together, which is wonderful and all that. It's going to be a nice show for the coaches at the beginning of the game. But I mean, Mahomes is just that whole Chiefs team is just more experienced, more defined, or I'm sorry, more refined. And they're definitely going to win. 9.5 points, a lot of points to cover in this league, and I totally think they do it. They win by somewhere between 10 to 14 points in this game. And the Jaguars are lucky if it's only 10 to 14 points, in my opinion. They definitely get to the over at 51 points. So, yeah, so Chiefs for Bill and the over as well. Ryan.
3 words: Chiefs cover over. Ken Brandt said it in the comments. I don't think that the Jags have the firepower, the talent, the coaching to keep up with the Chiefs. They, in every way, shape, or form, they're outmatched. Jags obviously have a lot of growing up to do. They're a young team with a first-year head coach for them. So I think the long-term outlook is great. However, we're talking about a Super Bowl contending Chiefs team here. I don't think that this is going to be a close football game. Yeah, give me the Chiefs definitely by more than 9.5 and definitely over, because I think there'll be some garbage time points scored. So.
All right. I like it. All 3 of us with the Chiefs, all 3 of us with the over. Same thing on the last 2 games as well. All 3 of us took the Giants in the under. Vikings at 7. Well, this should be a good game this week. Josh Allen may not play. He's listed as questionable, so it could be the Case Keenum show in Buffalo versus his old team where he's the NFC champ.
What's up?
He had a full practice today.
Who?
Josh Allen.
No, he didn't. Didn't practice at all. He was scheduled to be practice, and then he ended up being a no-show.
I didn't get that.
So before we get into this game, this is no with Josh Allen the Bills, without Josh Allen the Vikings. Whoever you pick is whoever you pick.
I 100% agree. The Vikings at 7-1 are visiting the Bills at 6-2. 43 points is the over/under. That has got to Vegas is predicting Josh Allen's not playing.
The over/under is spread dropped to 3 points too.
Correct. The over/under is 43. The Buffalo or the Bills are favored by 3.5 points. My pick is Al. The Bills. All right. I take the Bills. Yeah, listen, this is just a better team on paper. I know that the Vikings are 7-1, and we said it last week. The Vikings are 7-1, and I totally get that. However, the Vikings, to me, are not a Super Bowl contender, and the Bills are. And they're really, really, really well-rounded, even if Josh Allen's not on the field. So, yes, I do, in fact, agree with this. Sean McDermott's going to have a great game plan to shut down the receivers and receiving tight end of the Vikings, that being obviously Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and TJ Hawkinson. And they're already pretty good at stopping the run. So, yeah, I'm okay with this pick. I'm going to go over here, over the 43 points, and that Buffalo does cover the 3.5 point spread because I think they win by 3. So, yeah, Buffalo over.
So I'm picking the Bills regardless, but I do think Josh Allen ends up playing. If he doesn't, I think Case Keenum being in a revenge game with his old buddy Stephon Diggs, who they both used to play for the Vikings. We saw them in an NFC Championship game quite a few years ago. I think that this isn't as easy of a pick as it would seem because Jordan Poyer and Tre'Davious White are also out for Buffalo, so their secondary is once again banged up. I think Justin Jefferson's going to cook that defense. I think that they're going to have a field day. And Bill, you touched on them regularly being a good run defense. They've allowed a 100-yard rusher each of the last 2 weeks. So I think that while the Bills have enough to win, even with Case Keenum at quarterback, I think that all teams go over. And at 3.5, I don't know that they cover that with Case Keenum at quarterback. I think it's a 3-point game.
Okay. Stacy, Tim.
Yeah, so
he's gone.
He's down there paying Stacy to pick the Bills.
Well, Allie already has her picks, so we know what her pick is. Or at least Allie does.
This is probably one of those ones where Stacy's got to flip a coin or something.
Yeah,
Who do you think she picks?
I mean, honestly, I hope she takes the Vikings. We had a dog incident.
Sorry,
okay, that's not a problem. Ryan and I can ad lib here a little bit. Listen, the Vikings, as we pointed out, are a 7-1 team for a reason. They have won close games. They've been in dog fights and they've come out victorious. They're a good offense. They're a solid defense, and they actually mirror the Bills really, really well. It's not a primetime game, so you're going to get the best of Kirk Cousins, and she does in fact take the Vikings.
I don't think that this was ever going to be a bad game, no matter who plays at quarterback for the Bills. I don't think the Vikings are the better football team, but I think that the Vikings are a good enough football team to hang in there with them. But when they lose, people will call them frauds anyway, despite the fact that the Bills are a Super Bowl contender.
All right, so she picked the Vikings, which is okay. They're 7-1. They have a good offense. They got a better offense with T.J. Hawkinson going in. I think. Listen, Case Keenum hasn't played in 2 years, I think, since he's been backup for Josh Allen. So I'm okay with the Vikings, and give me the over on that.
All right.
Hallie
Yeah, I think I
asks if
defended the
you're
Vikings
all
pretty good for you before you came back there. I know you didn't really hear it, but I was defending the Vikings if she had taken the Vikings. Next pick will be Ryan. Saints at 3-6, visiting the Steelers at 2-6. 40 is the over/under. Pittsburgh is not favored by 1.5. The Saints are favored by 1.5.
Yeah. Give me the Steelers here, actually. I'm going to go with the upset pick here just because they're at home. I think that they got to find a way to get this defense back on track. I think that starts with the Andy Dalton-led Saints. I just don't have the confidence that Andy Dalton can lead a proficient offense on a consistent basis. And I think that this is going to be a surprise game for them. So, yeah, give me the Steelers. Sorry, I'm looking at us commenting on our own stuff.
That's my bad. That's me.
Wow.
Did you go over or under on that, Ryan? I'm sorry.
What was the over-under?
Over/under is 40 points.
Under. Way under.
Copy that. So Tim/Stacy is the next pick. The Saints 3-6, Steelers 2-6, 40, 1.5.
She's going with the Saints. All right, well, I take it on this week, but Andy Dalton had some good games lately. He's been game managing pretty well. He's been throwing over too many picks. The Steelers are also coming off the bye. I mean, if the Saints could get Alvin Kamara going, I think they have a chance. So hopefully they can get Alvin Kamara going, and I think it's going to go under 40 points.
I can't wait till Tuesday when you come out with the best week that you've had all season and you owe your wife a massive apology in front of 10 plus live viewers.
Yeah, so many of them. All right, it's my pick. Let's see if Allie is going with my gut or not. All right, listen, I can defend this. I was going to take the Saints. I won't lie to you. However, the Steelers are not as terrible as their record assumes. They've also had one of the toughest schedules in football. I'm going to say under also. Steelers under. Listen, they got a rookie quarterback, but they still have Mike Tomlin as a coach. They traded away Chase Claypool, but they still have Deontay Johnson. Najee Harris is not good at running football.
He's just like trailing off all bad reasons now.
How good can he defend this, Bill?
Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is the quarterback. He's a rookie. Maybe he'll look really good against
throwing interceptions.
Defense that's pretty decent.
Like Ryan says all the time, his first 3 quick passes were all caught with 2 different teams.
He went 13 for 13 in his first career game. Just 3 of those were not to the right team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the under here in this Steelers game, and Steelers will be victorious because Mike Tomlin is the coach. And end of statement.
That's kind of where I was at with that too. Like this is gonna be a crap game, so I'm just going with Mike Tomlin here.
Colts at 3-5, visiting the Raiders at 2-6. The Colts just fired Frank Reich. They have Jeff Saturday as their coach right now. Raiders are also a crap team. 41 points is the over/under. Vegas is favored by 4.5 points. Stacy.
Some of these other games and this spread's higher than that one. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
She's going the Raiders. Listen. So The Raiders got Devontae Adams, and he was being used pretty well at the first half of the Jaguars game. He took a big hit and hurt his ribs or something like that. So hopefully he's going good. But with the Colts, man, they got JT coming back healthy, but I don't trust Sam. Yeah, I bet Stacy didn't want to pick anyone either. But Sam Ellinger, the Colts quarterback, he hasn't proved to me that he can be big in a game yet. So I'm happy to pick the Raiders with Devontae Adams to Derek Carr. At least they got some experience.
Over undercover.
Neither.
Over under.
Give me the under, and they cover.
Okay. We'll do, like I said, we'll fix the cover situation next week. All right, Al, who did I take?
Just as a reminder for those who may have tuned in late, Tim and Bill are letting their wives pick on the spot which team that they are picking for the week, and they're supposed to defend their wives' picks. So based on that reaction, I don't think Bill's a little too happy right now.
Listen, this was a shit game. We knew it was. I made cases to defend both teams. I don't know which way my gut was leaning, but when she typed in Raiders, I just didn't feel it. So I think I was leaning towards the Colts. They're home. The Raiders are the home team. Were they blown?
Are they? I thought it was in Indy.
No, it's in Oakland. Or I'm sorry, Las Vegas.
Okay.
They're home. Derek Carr, Devontae Adams is on the team.
That's what I said.
Josh Jacobs is on the team.
Get your own words.
They still have a pretty decent pass rush. Their pass rush is still pretty decent.
Holy shit! Nobody's tuning into this episode.
They're the home team. I'm gonna go over. Let's call it a shootout. I'll go over, and the Raiders don't cover. But yeah, Raiders. Let's go Raiders. Ryan?
Everything on paper says that the Raiders should blow the Colts out. I mean, the Raiders have a pretty good offense. They're fairly potent. They've scored points for most of the year. And the Colts obviously making a very, questionable, we'll wait and see head coaching hire here. I don't know that Sam Ellinger is going to last through this whole game, to be honest with you. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest if they ended up going to Nick Foles or Matt Ryan or one of the two, because Matt Ryan's back at practice this week. Sam Ellinger is just awful. I mean, I said it every week. He's not an NFL quarterback. I don't think anybody had him that way coming out of college. But, man, I have this I'm picking the Raiders, but I have this, really weird feeling in my gut that the Colts, because they're just the laughing stock of the NFL right now, the Jeff Saturday hire, Sam Ellinger's complete dog shit, I have this feeling that they're going to come out and they're going to beat the Raiders in Vegas, and then Josh McDaniels. The rumor is if they lose the Raiders, Josh McDaniels is fired after this game. That's the rumor swirling around. So I think Raiders fans are kind of hoping that they lose this game.
I can see that.
Oh, under. Definitely under.
Raiders under. Okay. That was a tough one for me to try and defend. I had nothing. Here's another one. Cardinals 3-6 at Rams 3-5. 40.5 is the over under. Rams are favored by 3 even. Al, it's my pick.
Again, same scenario with the Josh Allen thing, whether both quarterbacks are hurt actually, but it's more so Matthew Stafford that we're concerned about. So
Allie takes the Rams. They've got
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, but the Cardinals have D-Hop.
but neither one of them might have their starting quarterback. So
Kyler Murray practiced today, though.
I know I said this once before. The Rams are the home team. No, listen, the Rams on paper have the more well-rounded roster. Their defense is supposed to be better than the Cardinals is. So I could see the Rams pulling this one out. 40.5, you're talking a 21-20 game is 41 points. I think it goes over. So I'm going to go Rams over. Matthew Stafford or not, that offense has to look better. Like it just has to. It has not looked good at all the entire season. If Stafford's really injured, maybe the backup quarterback can actually push the ball down the field. I don't know who it is. Can actually push the ball down the field. Oh God, maybe not. It's not a game I want to watch, and it's not a game I will watch. But I could see the Rams pulling this one out 24-21, 24-17. So give me the Rams and give me the over. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Rams and over, but I feel seriously uncomfortable about it. Look, some of these games this week are, very even keeled and in not a good way. You look at these teams and they're just gigantic messes, especially these two, because the precedent that they both set last year coming into this year to fall flat on their face the way that they all have. Look, I'm picking the Rams because I have more faith in the Rams to get on the right ship. I feel like that they can right the ship better than Arizona can, so that's why I'm picking the Rams. But this is a mess. These teams are so disappointing. I would imagine all of us just had higher expectations for them. I mean, the Rams are coming off a Super Bowl victory. The Rams' offensive line looks terrible. They're the worst in football. They can't protect Stafford. They can't run the ball. And then Stafford showing up on the concussion protocol on a Wednesday. That's how the hell did that happen? So, but he did practice in limited fashion today. I do think he plays, but even if he doesn't, I'm going to stick with the Rams here. I think the Cardinals are just worse off than the Rams.
Dad, for it to be a trap, I'm sorry, Ken Brandt says trap games, unless you're like betting in Vegas, trap games are really more for teams that are really good playing really bad teams. But I do agree that they're crap games, not trap games.
Yeah, there's trap games, there's crap games, and then there's this game.
Tim/Stacy. Please take the Cardinals.
No, man, pick the Rams. I don't want them gaining any ground on us.
Oh, she did take the Cardinals.
I'm surprised. She hates the color red, so she loves blue.
The Rams have blue on, Stacy.
But all right, so I got this.
Listen, I'm either gonna really help or really hurt.
I think the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals have a better offensive line than the Rams. The better run offense than the Rams. And the pass game got equal with Cooper Kupp and D-Hop together. It really comes down to what quarterback is able to play, I think. And I'm okay with the Cardinals. And I think it's going to go over. So
I am genuinely uncomfortable with like 4 of my picks so far. But Stacy says Rams always lose when she picks them, which means now that she didn't pick them, they will win. So Timmy's going to get a loss. I'm good with that.
Next game, the 6-2 Cowboys with that very, very good defense playing a pathetic and lethargic Packers at 3-6 in Lambeau. 44 is the over-under. Green Bay is 4.5-point underdogs at home in Lambeau.
This smells like a trap game.
It will be Ryan.
This is a trap game. This smells like a trap game. Aaron Rodgers is a partial owner of the Dallas Cowboys, has been his whole career. However, at this point, I'm not going to bet on it. I mean, they're 4.5-point dogs at home for a reason. The Packers have looked terrible. Their offensive game plan is all over the place. Aaron Jones was limited all week in practice. I do imagine he will play, but with some, hesitation. I'm taking the Cowboys. I'm taking them to cover. I'm taking them to the over here. My mother just said, "Don't upset me in the chat." So it sounds like I'm being disowned, but give me the Cowboys here. Look, Mom, no offense, you raised a winner, so I'm here to win. I'm not here to appease anybody. I got to catch Bill, and I know he wants to pick the Cowboys anyway, but this does smell like a trap game. Like if there was any game that Rodgers was just going to come out and throw 4 touchdowns, it would absolutely be against the Cowboys.
Well, Stacy/Tim, you're up.
Oh, I'm afraid. She picked the Cowboys.
Sorry, Mom.
Listen, that can get it going. But the Cowboys didn't go, and Zeke is playing fully. Tony Pollard playing. I think they split carries again. CD Land looking better with Dak in the backfield. Dalton Schultz looking better too. But like Ryan said, this is a trap game, and I do see Aaron Rodgers coming out throwing 4 touchdowns with the crappy receivers they have. So give me the over. And I don't like that pick at all.
Al, let's see what you got.
I hope she goes to Green Bay. And Aaron
So do I,
Rodgers.
actually. Oh, she says Cowboys cringe. With a vomit face.
God,
listen, the Cowboys have an elite defense. We can't sit here and argue with it. The Cowboys have an elite defense. They lost week 1 in Tampa against a bad Buccaneers team because of how bad Dak Prescott looked, not the defense.
Yeah, they still only give up 19 points.
That's true. They still only give up 19 points. They lose on Sunday Night Football to the Philadelphia Eagles, who happen to be 8-0 with one of the best offenses in football, and they still almost came back in that game with a backup quarterback. The Cowboys defense is elite. I agree with you guys, though. This 1,000% feels like a trap game, and if I had gotten the opportunity to choose, I probably would have taken the Packers. But yeah, so I've got the Cowboys and definitely going over the 44-point over-under. And I'm going to just delete your little face there and add a 0 to it there.
Yeah, let's not forget last week coming up as the Sunday night game. We all agreed that the Sunday night game was double points, so you better have coached your wives up on that.
I did not have that conversation at all with Allie. Just so you know, Al, the Sunday night game is worth two games.
I want to say the only reason why Bill could afford the Packers because he cheat and change the doc all the time.
You guys have access to the document. Take a picture of it.
I'm going back at the end of the year. If it's close enough, if I lose by like 5 games to, all right, whatever. But I'm going back at the end of the year if it's like 3 games or less. I'm watching every single video to confirm every single one of your picks because this is some bullshit.
Okay. I have 0.
Okay, go. Study. I'll be in this room for 80 hours.
Sunday Night Football. Tim, you have the first pick. It is the Chargers at 5-3 visiting the Niners at 4-4. 45.5 is the over-under, not 45 1/4. Wait, was that supposed to be 44.5? Maybe somebody messed up. No, 45.5. Okay, 45.5 is the over-under. San Francisco is favored by 7 points at home against the Chargers. Tim / Stacey.
Oh man!
Holy shit!
Oh look, I can't cheat via the document because everything is time-stamped. So screw you guys.
Stacey,
okay, I'm going back and checking. I'm going full FBI investigation into this, man. Like, I'm checking timestamps. I'm getting witness statements. I'm asking your bosses what you were doing during work, bro. We're getting cameras on your computer screens, all that.
All right,
I don't even know why I care. Like, Tim's going to be the one ending up wearing Cowboys gear. I don't know why I care.
I know we didn't plan this correctly. We should have gotten something for the winner and something for the loser, but
no,
it's whatever.
The loser should have gotten the winner something.
No,
it's funnier to ridicule them for wearing Dallas gear.
That's
since he picked the 49ers, which I like this pick. Christian McCaffrey, Debo's going to be back. Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, all healthy. I think they're going to blow out the Chargers and they're going to cover and go over the 45 points.
Okay. Well, it would be my pick then. 45.5 point over under. San Francisco favored by 7 points. My pick is
Go Chargers. Yes. We can gain some ground.
Jesus.
Oh, she said Chargers?
Yes.
Yes. Screw you, Bill.
You know what? I don't dislike this pick. Listen, the Chargers are 5-3 for a reason. Yeah, they're winning close games. They're also losing close games. Justin Herbert is still Justin Herbert. He's one of the best quarterbacks in football for a reason. Mike Williams is coming back healthy. Keenan Allen will be more involved in the game. Austin Eckler.
Williams is out. Keenan Allen's out.
Since when?
Since this week. Last week?
Since this week. Yeah, last week, the week before that, the week before that, the week before
That
that.
explains the 7-point spread. No, I thought they were both practicing this week, so I assumed they were playing.
No, Mike Williams probably won't play next week either. Keenan Allen hasn't been in practice in a few weeks.
Hamstring.
All right, listen, Justin Herbert is still Justin Herbert. I know the Niners have a really impactful defense. I know that the Niners have I know that the Niners have Christian McCaffrey now, but he's still getting used to that offense. I know they're coming off of a bye week, but I'm not upset with the Chargers pick. They're 5-3 for a reason, right? Like, yeah, they're going into a pretty good 49ers house, but I'm okay with this Chargers pick. And I think they do go in the over as well. I think they probably score somewhere around 51 points as a pair. Give me the Chargers. Obviously beating the 7-point deficit of the Niners here. Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to go the over and Chargers. I like it.
No, you don't.
Bill.
But it's okay.
Bill, don't ever try and sell me a car. There's no way that you're okay with this pick. I can see it on your face. That sucks. I'm obviously taking the 49ers.
I would have preferred the Niners. However, it's easy to defend Justin Herbert in any game. It really is. So
if Keenan Allen and Mike Williams were healthy and playing this game, I would probably have an issue with who I'm going to pick this week. However, they're not playing this week, so I don't have an issue with who I'm picking. It's going to be the 49ers. You say CMC's getting used to that offense. He caught a touchdown, ran a touchdown in, and then threw a touchdown their last game, and now they're coming off a bye. So I think they're well rested, well prepared. Justin Herbert has Josh Palmer, Gerald Everett, and obviously Austin Eckler. He's hurting for weapons on that side against a very good defense with a very good pass rush. I think it's the 49ers here. I think that both teams do go over. I do like the Chargers offense enough to score some points, but give me the 49ers. I think that they cover the 7-point spread too.
Washington Commanders 4-5 visiting the EAGLES Eagles at 8-0. 8-0. This is one of those games that smells like a trap.
Trap game.
44 is the over/under. The Eagles are favored by 11 points. That's a lot of points in a division game. Man, if Allie don't take the Eagles here,
Divorce.
It's my pick. I thought she'd take the Eagles. Listen, I'm going the Eagles. I'm going over. They're 8-0 for a reason. This offense has looked really good. They're coming off of what's like almost a second bye week in a row. Thursday Night Football, turn it around into an 11-day rest before they get to play the Commanders at home. They got plenty of time to game plan for them. Listen, Jalen Hurts has just looked great, and every week a new weapon steps up. Like one week it's Miles Sanders running for 148 yards and 2 touchdowns. The next week it's A.J. Brown catching 3 touchdowns. The next week it's Dallas Goedert for over 100 yards and a touchdown. The team is finding ways with all of their weapons. They're not relying on one or two individuals. They're doing it with everybody. That's going to continue. I know the Commanders have played some close games here, but it's the Eagles for me. They don't cover the 11 points. They do go over the 44 points. Yeah, Eagles. Let's go. Ryan.
I agree that this is a trap game. However, at this point, you'd have to be an idiot not to pick the Eagles in this game. If you're betting money on it, I mean, obviously, if you want to take the flyer, and say that, Washington, this is a divisional game, so it's going to be tough, then, do what you want. But me personally, for my own winnings and my own safety, I'm picking the Eagles here. I think that they win pretty comfortably. Like you touched on, Bill, coming off a mini bye week, so it gives them extra time for rest, extra game planning. And this is going to sound weird because the Eagles are 8-0, but they really haven't had the full attention of Philadelphia in the last 2 months either. I mean, the Phillies have owned the attention of the city. So this is going to be their first home game back since the Phillies have been eliminated from the postseason, So I think that the fan base gets back full force behind them, and they win very comfortably here by double-digit points.
Stacy.
She better go the Eagles.
Or I hope she picks the Commanders.
She writes Eagles, duh.
My goodness. Yes, like Ryan said and Bill said, I think it's a trap game. But like Bill said, you'd be dumb not to go with the Eagles. I don't think they would cover the spread. I don't think they would cover the 11-point spread, but I'm definitely going over on it, though.
I
Is that
think
it?
I think Heineke's sneaky good, but I just even with Jahan Dotson back, I don't see it. You know, I just don't. I mean, Avonte Maddox is out, so Curtis Samuel will probably be the primary target there, not being locked down by a good corner. But
Yeah, I mean, all right.
We
So
got
Ken
four
Brand answered your
different
question.
games.
When Wentz is healthy, does he start again? Yes. There's
Absolutely.
how many reasons, Ryan, that Wentz starts?
30 million.
There you go. There's 30 million reasons
Yeah.
why Carson Wentz starts. No, I mean, first of all, this was a really fun dynamic, and ladies, Stacy and Allie, obviously, thank you so much. We're gonna try another dynamic in a couple of weeks. Ryan, obviously, thank you for your picks, little buddy.
yeah, I was about to say
and-
what?
I thank you every week. This is a new dynamic. We're gonna try something different in a couple of weeks. I don't know how we're gonna work it. Trying to get small videos for TikTok of the dogs picking teams for us. Maybe we'll just do like 1 or 2 games a week where the dogs pick. Oh, I've got it. Sunday night, since it's 2 games, we should do the treat thing for the dogs. Tell me
So
that's
when
not a
my
good
dog
idea.
eats both treats out of my hands, do I get to pick and choose my team?
You put the treats in front of the paper and then let him get the whatever one he wants first, and whatever he goes to first is the pick.
That's fair. I'm not going to manipulate that at all.
There will not be bacon grease in one hand. No,
yeah,
but
I had this obviously good treat here and something that I know he hates in this hand. Like, hey, buddy.
No, we'll figure some fun dynamic out. We'll put the videos on the TikTok and stuff like that. But outside of that, again, thanks Stacy and Allie for everything you guys do. You sacrifice a ton of time for us to be able to do this show. Thank you to all the veterans out there for your time and your service. Ryan, thank you, buddy. And
Thank you.
Yeah, and Tim, thanks for being on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Oh."
Thanks for being veterans, guys. Thanks for you
Yeah,
for your
boy,
service.
thanks. That's going to do it here, unless you got something else.
No.
Timmy, you got something you want to share?
I am absolutely exhausted.
You look it, man. I was wondering if you were irritated with us, but you do look just tired.
I'm so exhausted.
Well, then we'll let you go here. Thank you for joining us here on BSing Sports, part of the BSing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Have a good night.